Hey everyone, it's Lauren, here with the green video to talk about booking outside the box and recruiting. So the first thing is booking outside the box. And I just have two tips that I want to share. I didn't do them my first few months, I didn't know to do them, and I found a lot of success with them. The first one is following up with tracking numbers. Just following up with our customers is very good customer service. We get the tracking numbers after orders have shipped in our e-commerce site. So if you go to your e-commerce site and go to My Account and then the Orders tab, you will see all of your orders. All the orders ever made will be on there. And when you can click on each one and it will tell you, you'll see the tracking number if it's shipped. When I see that a party has shipped out, almost all of them, if there's one straggler, I still will probably do it. I will go on the event page and I will tag all of the people who purchased with just a little blurb, something along the lines of, hey, XXX, tag all their names. Say, your books have shipped. Thanks again so much for coming. I will send you a message. Please check your others folder in your messages with your tracking number, something, and with a cute graphic saying your books have shipped. Then I will private message each of them individually. And I have a little blurb that I just copy paste, basically saying, hey Nicole, thanks again for coming. Here's your tracking number. And if you would like to earn more off your wish list for free, I would love to have a party for you. Let me know. Or something similar. Something, you just word it any way you feel is your personality. The second booking outside the box tip I have for you is to turn your prize winners into future hostesses. And when I say that, I mean every time I have a prize winner, the on-time prize, the final prize, I have another copy paste blurb that I will private message them. And it just says, hey, congratulations on winning whatever prize, the on-time prize. You can either pick out a Storytime app or whatever I'm offering for the prize. You can pick that out, or if you would like to host your own fun Facebook party, I would love to roll your prize into that party, and you can pick out any book valued at $15. What do you think? And sometimes I'm pleasantly surprised. Sometimes 2 or 3 people will say, okay, or I'm thinking about it. What does it entail? And then usually can turn those people into hostesses. And sometimes, that one I hear nothing on. It could be crickets, no one from a party might answer. And you feel a little bummed, but hey, at least you tried. And just getting 1 or 2 is very exciting. So always do those tips. The next area I want to talk about is recruiting. I want to begin by saying in your back office, under resources, there are so many audio trainings, and many by wonderful ladies who have been around many, many years, different talks they gave at conventions, and it is just a great resource for you. And there's many other areas besides recruiting, so definitely check those out. The first thing I want to say about my personal experience and my thoughts on recruiting is I loved knowing that I did not ever have to get a recruit if I didn't want to. I could just keep doing this business and making my own personal few $100s a month. That's all I was dreaming for at the beginning. And that was fine. I had no sales quotas. I loved it. That's one thing that helped me join. Once I started having some success and I earned my half kit refund, then I held a book drive and earned my full kit refund. And I was just, I earned a lot of books in my beginning show, and I just started, falling in love with the company and falling in love with the books more than I already was, and sharing my successes. Then I thought it started turning into, well, of course I want to tell other people about this, because of course I want this for them. And of course right away you think of your friends, your family members who could totally use a few $100s a month, and I didn't mind sharing it with them. I wouldn't say any of them joined. I think down the road a few maybe did, but they're like, oh, okay, whatever. But you really do. You want to share it. And when you start thinking like of all the books that are going in the kids' hands, because really, my gosh, even just from doing one book drive, it's hundreds of books getting in children's hands. And we do have a literacy crisis, and we are promoting literacy. So thinking all those things, it starts making you want to go, wow, I want other people to get in on this. And I just know how much, personally, I know how much it's blessed my family, so I would love that for others. So whenever I'm talking with anyone about joining the business, usually it's through a private message, it's really about getting to hear where they're at and what they need in their family, and if it would be a good fit for them, and just feeling them out. During one training, I had heard to use the words feel, feeling, and felt. And that stood out to me because I do want everyone I'm talking to know that I want this if this is good for them. And I want them to know that I had those same feelings probably, and many of the girls on my team have had those feelings. So I say, I use those words, and I say, and now, I know a lot of us feel this. And besides listening and hearing where they're at and what they think, what their inhibitions are, and answering their questions, I also, of course, share a little my story and just how amazing this has been for my family. And I share some, like my very first party, I made $113, and really that's all I thought I would do. I just wanted the big kit, and I just share things like that, making it real easy for them, but and keep it fun. I use a lot of smiley faces, and always say have a great day, and just be real sweet and fun. And it's really personality also helps draw them in. And really, after I have seen so many girls just on my team, and I've only been around for 8 months, and just seeing their success too is very exciting, which makes me even more confident to say, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. You will love this. And you know what? If you don't do any more. You probably will have made your money back your first party, and you'll have that whole big box of books, and you'll have earned more books. So you know what? If you don't like it, don't do anything else. And I do say that often, and I think it puts them at ease because there's no quotas. They can go, hey, I don't love it, but I always say, I think you'll fall in love with it too, like I did. And I'd say most all of them have. So the areas of the people, and these are probably no-brainers kind of, but the people that are your potential recruits, my most ones are hostesses and people at the parties. Obviously, I think it's a good 50-50 mix for me. But first, let's say your future hostesses. Obviously them. They're excited about the books already. They are having a party because they want to get more books. And so 4 days before the party, 4 to 5 days, I copy paste a little blurb basically talking about how Usborne needs help nationwide, and I can't remember what it says the second. But the next paragraph, I put a little one just saying basically what I said before about, I really just wanted to get the large kit, and I really thought I'd do more, but I made $113 at my first party and 116 free books, and 2 friends wanted books, so I thought, hey, might as well, and off it went. So you never know. If you want to do nothing else, don't, just like I said before. And I don't know, there's a take a look event that either just happened or will be happening. Would you like me to invite you there? You can learn all about our awesome company and ask any questions commitment free. I just make it a little personal, and some people say no, very few ignore me, and some say yes, they'd love to see it. So that's what we want. And we love sending them there. And then you have a great thing to follow up on, the next day and say, hey, what'd you think? So it's hard to explain, of course, in a video how exactly and what exactly I say. So I am going to include 2 or 3 examples in a Google document. So right below this video on YouTube in the comments section, you will find a link to this Google Drive. And I'm just going to put mine and possibly another team leader's sample hostess my hostess me. So just copy pasting my whole conversation. So it'll show you a little hostess coaching and also how they got turned into recruits. So I think that'll be nice to read. The second one, where I said 50-50, all my recruits come from, are the guests at the party. Those ones who now love the books. They kind of want them all. And I put up my recruiting post, of course, and then anyone who is interested or asks a question, I will tag them. I will answer their question, just, I want to say short and sweet, but sometimes it's not short and sweet, and I'll write like a book, I feel like. But just being real fun, easy, and answering their question, telling a little bit about my experience, of course, and how awesome it's been. And then I will always, right away, in that same one I tagged them, say, would you like an invite to the Q&A, the Take a Look at Usborne Q&A that just happened, or will be happening today or tomorrow? And I'd say a lot of them say sure. Some ignore you. They just wanted a party prize point for asking the question, and that's fine. I mean, of course, we have to remember this isn't for everyone. You can't get down when people don't, respond. I'm sure I've had more not respond to me than respond. But, if I don't put myself out there, and if I don't ask, and if I don't do any of that, they're not going to say yes. I guess I learned that my first 6 weeks, I didn't ask once, and I didn't have one recruit. But now I see, I'm going to ask because I know how awesome it is, and I want them to see how awesome it is. I want to share it with anyone who is even remotely interested. All right, in the third category of people, obviously your friends and family, I feel they're harder, because you know them and it's more personal, and you don't want to be nagging anyone. So, I would say definitely share what you've been experiencing, and share your books, share your catalogs, and you never know. But it's all about sharing your successes and your love of everything Usborne. And the last thing I think, though I probably will think, boy, I forgot some things to say, is follow up. When we've heard the saying, fortune is in a follow-up, I can't tell you how true that is. I think right now I have maybe 10 or 11 ladies that are written on my list. I finally just put them out of my head and onto a list, who have all said, hey, I think I'd be interested in joining. Okay, so I will follow up with them, and I will follow up with them for a long time. I just had a girl join this week who I have been following probably for 4 months. And I don't mean like stalking. I just mean, it's a fine line. You have to feel it out. If they get invited to Take a Look, those are the people who I think, okay, they were interested. Something piqued their interest then. So until I get a no, basically, then I will send a message here. And when we get new kits, I'll send another message saying, hey, we have new kits. Just wanted you to know if, this is the time, or do you have any additional questions? Real simple, easy. But anyway, so the one who I joined this week, I'd say it was a good 4 months. She's been saying, I'm going to join. And I sent the new kits at the beginning of the year, and she said, awesome, I was just thinking about it. So don't be afraid to follow up. Don't be afraid. I guess it's stepping outside of your comfort zone. And I, had a very small comfort zone. Is that what I want to say? In the beginning. Now I would gladly do it. I would have no problem messaging. And I messaged all 12, and I only had 2 respond back. So 10 ignored me. So don't think that you're the only one to ever get ignored. And they didn't tell me no, though. So it's the second week of the month, probably before the end of the month. I'll give them another week or 2, and I will probably message again and say, hey, I have this extra deal, or whatever. I don't know, any additional questions? We do have another Take a Look, or this is a great time because of this, or whatever I'll say. So fortune is in the follow-up. Even, we hear about it in sales. There are definite statistics to that. And I would say in a Facebook party, that is not as relevant, because it's usually, you're not asking them 5 times, but especially with our contacts with schools and libraries and things like that, they say usually it's after the 5th time that you will make a sale, or you will whatever, or I don't know, get someone to book. I don't know if that works as well. But with recruiting, I would say absolutely. I just had another girl ask me, so how long do you follow up with someone? I said, well, do you remember I followed up with you for quite some time? And she said, okay, point taken. And I had followed up with her for months. And not annoying, you know, the first time it's one day, then it's maybe 3 days later. Then I'll maybe wait a week and a half if they don't talk to me or if they ignore me. Then I'll probably wait till the beginning of the next month, then maybe the next month. So I spread them out. But you know, it's in their head, and it is not always the right time that second for anyone. You know, so it just has to be the right time for them. That is all I want to mention. In this, please hit the link in the comments to have some examples of my talk with different hostesses. And all right, I hope you have some good luck sharing your successes and loves of the business.